Welcome, everyone. My name is Dan Johnston, known as FAU for Show on FAUAllisNest.com. I'm here with two other board members to start the Inside the Burrow podcast. Go ahead and have them introduce themselves, and we'll get going.
All right. Hi, everyone. Aaron Albers again, also known as USMC Owl, and we're turning it over to Jack.
What's up, guys? How you doing? I want to thank both of you guys for having me come on for the program this week. My name is Jack Wooden. I'm known as Jack Wooden on the Owl's Nest. Pretty little nifty. Thanks, Rick, for the Facebook hookup there. And, I'm really excited for the show.
Scott, the guy last year, Owl Family, he's tended to some family things, so we hope he'll get back. Everything goes well with him. We're thinking about you, Scott. So I guess we'll get right to it. FAU, Marshall, things started out well. Final score of – what was it, 35-16 final score?
Yeah, 35-16 was the final.
35-16. So I'm going to start off with some of the things that I noticed, and then we can we'll hear your thoughts on everything as well. Obviously, first half, great. I thought Brian Wright called probably one of the best games he's ever called, mixing up the run, the pass. Offensive line was dominant. We had huge running lanes, which was great pocket for Quez to work out of. Just a great game. I mean, I don't think going into Marshall you couldn't have asked for a better first half. Mm-hmm. That was great. I think the biggest difference in the game, other than those three stupidly long runs right up the middle, was at halftime they made adjustments on defense and they just shut us down on offense. What do you guys think?
Yeah,
I have to agree and give credit to Marshall and that coaching staff up there. They every time, because especially when they played FIU, they made those halftime adjustments and just went on that scoring spree at the end of the game, and they did the same thing here to us. That pass interference on Dijon Smith in the first quarter, I don't know what the heck that was. He did what every defensive back coach and every defensive coach has been teaching kids since football began, using your hand to feel where the receiver was. He did not force the guy off his route. He just felt where he was, and he just cut in front of the ball. I know Clark just said during the game, his show, he said, it's human judgment, and I don't agree with the human judgment. It was their call. But I got to agree with Dan and everybody else. Coaching staff did a really good job, offensively, calling a great offensive game, except for that 4th and 3 at the goal line, which my turning point was the actual turning point of the game.
Yeah.
They actually did very well. Defensively, they did some stuff to stop Marshall, but those 3 long runs up the middle where that Devon Johnson was not touched at all was definitely the backbreaker for us.
Yeah. I'm basically right with you guys. I mean, Marshall is a great team. They have great coaching. I mean, the way how they bounce back against FIU and us in the second half really goes to show how good they are. I remember one of the big concerns going into the game was, trying to contain Cato. Mm-hmm. He did a great job of tearing us up last year, and I think we did a fairly good job of that.
I think with both lines, offensive and defensive line, played really well in the first half.
Very well, yeah.
And throughout the whole game, he never looked comfortable. He was overthrowing. He had a couple. He took off for a couple runs, but he didn't really hurt us all that bad.
Go on, Dan. It wasn't until the third quarter he really started to feel comfortable inside the pocket. I mean, we almost broke his continuous touchdowns.
Yeah.
That record that he broke last week in Miami against FIU. And once he got that touchdown in, you could see his confidence just skyrocket.
Yeah.
That's the way it is.
I look at it as – but we had a lot of things going up against us. One, Marshall's a good team. They're number 23 in the country, 22 in the country for a reason. It's a senior quarterback. They had seniors all over the field, and we had underclassmen all over the field, really.
Yeah. Couple walk-ons.
Yeah, at 2. Yeah. And Marshall, another thing is we're playing Marshall at home. Marshall doesn't lose at home.
They're amazing.
I think it was in – I forgot their record. I meant to look this up before, but they have like an 800% winning 800% winning percentage.
It's number one in FBS and a number 2 team in FBS with the number 2 in FBS and home wins is Alabama. Just put it in perspective.
Yeah,
if you're behind Alabama, you play for home winning. You are playing really well at home, and you're almost unbeaten at home. I mean, hopefully down the road FAU can definitely get to that point.
And they've only lost to a Florida school in Huntington once. From all the times they've played them, it was 2012 against UCF. So they only lost at home to someone in Sunshine State. Only once out of, I think it was about 13, 14 attempts. So
it
goes to show. And
UCF was really good. I think UCF won Conference USA that year.
They were solid.
That was their last year in Conference USA, I'm pretty sure.
Good riddance.
Yeah. I think that there was some good things. There was just a lot of good things. I saw a couple things I'd like to questions that are mind-blowing. It's just, where are our linebackers on those runs? Like, just I don't know what the defensive scheme was at that time. It was that was disappointing. But the things going up against us, I think we all in all, I hate the term moral victory, but for us, there was good things. There were good things that happened.
Well, while I was at work on Monday, I kind of caught a little bit of the coaches. So Coach Partridge said the reason for a lot of those runs is like, trying to cover, what Marshall was throwing at him, and also blitzing to throw Cato off his game. So you're going to be losing, guys in the middle and stuff like that, trying to go on a scheme. But, got to hand it to Devon Johnson. He's a tight end who's now playing running back. And, oh, my God, the guy can fly for being over 200 pounds.
Yeah.
Our defensive backs had trouble trying to keep up with him.
Yeah. He's fast. He's fast. Going into the game, he was number 2 in the nation in yards per carry. He's number 1 now.
Yeah, easily.
He broke the school record for most rushing yards in a game, the Marshall University record, and he's now number 2 in the nation in total rushing yards in the season. So.
Yeah. Like I said, Marshall's a good team, and
that's it.
We don't want to get in the trend of moral victories, but with everything we had going up against us, you take away a couple plays and the game is drastically different.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, I have to agree. And, you think about it, if conference realignment comes up again and somebody offers Marshall a better deal, Marshall's going to jump on the chance, because I posted it on the board before in the game thread. I was like, I want to see how Marshall would do against a team like an Alabama or Wisconsin or Florida. I think they may actually give them a closer game and not be blown out. They played that well.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Their margin of victory is very impressive, but their strength of schedule is not.
It's not impressive.
But when you blow teams out the way they have, this was the closest game Marshall's had all year. That's really saying something.
Mm-hmm. I agree. So, good things that happened at Marshall, and so I guess moving forward, we'll take a look at the homecoming game this Saturday, 7 p.m. kickoff. University of Alabama, Birmingham. The Blazers coming to Boca. For whatever reason, FAU seems to own UAB. Probably. We've had a couple wins against UAB that we probably shouldn't. What was in 2000?
I think the first year in the stadium.
2000. Going back to 2009.
Yep.
Michael Lockwood blocked the field goal at the end of the game. And then 2011, our lone win that year. And then the past couple of years, we've just last year they weren't that great, but I think this year their record's 4-3, Jack. Is it?
They're 4-4.
4-4 after Arkansas.
Yeah, after Arkansas. So.
Well, so Jack has, I guess, done a little bit more background than we have. So what do you see, Jack? What do you think would be the challenges?
Well, I think it all really depends if their starting quarterback is going to be playing. We've seen on the Owls Nest listed on their 2 deep, they have listed their starting quarterback as a starter for this week, but they also did that last week against Arkansas, and he did not start. Their starting quarterback name is Cody Clements. He has a 70% completion percentage. That's pretty impressive in a pass defensive oriented conference like CUSA. The second stringer, Jeremiah Briscoe, was 6 for 18. Isn't too good for a first-time player playing in Fayetteville, Arkansas, for your very first start, I believe. I believe it was his first start. It was pretty impossible. Okay, yeah, it's pretty impressive, I'd say. But they're mainly a run-first team. They're the kind of team that's going to run it 2 or 3 times and then, do a play action over you. And they got a couple of really good running backs. And thankfully, you don't ever want to wish injuries on anyone. But thankfully, Clemens had a concussion against Middle Tennessee a couple weeks ago. And if he's not playing, then we can put a couple more guys in the box and really defend that run.
Yeah, I think that was another thing the defensive line did a good job against Marshall was stuffing the run. I mean, there were a couple third downs. There's a fourth down stop. So I think I definitely like our chances. Hopefully we just kind of don't get worn down. That's one concern as well with teams that run the ball as much as they seem to.
I would, that's my main concern as well. Them running it because this is the one team out of Conference USA that actually took me by surprise. I didn't think they'd be as good as they are this year, and they actually are playing a lot better than they thought they would be this season. And they're going to I mean, we may end up winning it, but I think they're going to give us a game. I mean, I really do. I think they're going to give us a game, but I think we're a little bit more better on the offensive side than they are because we got a quarterback who's willing to, take a broken play and turn it into a big gain or take the play that's called and put it in the end zone. I mean, we got some dynamic playmakers. I don't think their defense is ready for that
yet. Hopefully not. I mean, and it seems I was trying to find the latest line. It looks like FAU was favored by 1.5. So I think I think Vegas is waiting. They're probably waiting to see who starts at quarterback.
Yeah,
they're not going to. It's going to be pretty close. I think it'll be a good game, and if it's anything like the past 2 FAU home games, it's going to be a heart stopper.
It's going to be a thriller.
Cardiac kids as like in the colon now.
Something that I've noticed in their 4 wins, guys, is that in their 4 wins they've scored more than 40 points. When they win, they put up points.
Yeah.
And 3 of their 4 losses were by less than 2 touchdowns. In the Middle Tennessee game, they lost by 12.
Mm-hmm.
Mississippi State, they lost by 13. And they've played Mississippi State, number 1 ranked Mississippi State, better than anyone else in the entire nation so far. And I don't think that game was a fluke. And they lost to FIU by 14. So I think if we contain them early and they don't put up a lot of points early, I think we could really dictate the pace of the game.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, that's something that I like about our offense is our offense is kind of designed to play with a lead. Although Western Kentucky and UTSA weren't really like that, but I mean we hold on to the ball. The time of possession at Marshall was like 2-1 almost.
Yeah.
For not so much in the later game, but in the first half, I think it was 20 minutes to 9.
Dominated.
So our offense is set up for for us to run, get 3 or 4 yards, and set up 3rd and 1, 3rd and 2, convert an easy pass or a run play, something like that, and just methodically work it down the field. So that's something that hopefully we can control the game in that way. So I think it'll be a good game. I'm hoping that we just continue our domination of UAB. What I think our record is. There was some discussion on this on the board. I couldn't remember if it was 4-2 or 5-2, something like that.
I think it's 4-1. I think we lost. We lost in 2009, and then 10. It was the Michael Lockley field goal kick, which, as you said, Dan, I remember going crazy in GPT.
I thought that was
my freshman year.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I remember there was a day the game where Joe Webb ran for stupidly about. We got embarrassed 64 to something. It was really bad.
Might have been 08, 09. One of those.
We beat them when we were in the Sun Belt a couple times as well, which is that's always
odd. But I mean, I want to looking forward to this game. Buddy Howell against a very tough Marshall defense ran very well. I mean, I know you
Yeah.
guys done it a few times, but he is continuing to feel more comfortable as a starter, as a freshman, and he, unlike Jay Warren, and he protects the ball going through the line of scrimmage, which is one thing that Jay Warren lost his starting spot because he wanted to protect the ball. So
Yeah.
I think Buddy Hout may have another great game in this one too, because I mean, as good as UAB's defense is, I think they're more geared up to stopping a more old-style pass-type offense. And if you can force them to bring guys in the box, like you said, Dan, we may find a few breakout plays.
Yeah. Well, I guess we'll kind of we'll see quickly what else is kind of going around Conference USA, getting to the time of year where everybody is kind of looking for those last – hopefully those, every game is a must-win kind of playoff type thing if you're hopefully gonna get around. I'm not sure.
You channeling Ken LaVega now there, Dan?
No. So I don't know. What are you guys' thoughts on Conference USA for this week?
Oh, you know what? Rice is coming on hot. You got to keep an eye on Rice. That school down south, as Ken likes to call them, FIU. They're still bad, but I mean they're going to give it. They're going to fight for a spot just like we are.
Yeah.
Basically, FAU has to win out. Rice, I know, has to win out.
Mm-hmm.
Louisiana Tech, I don't know where they came from, but they are running the table in their portion, their division. They're going to be facing Marshall for that championship, and they got to travel up to Huntington, where it's going to be, I don't want to say freezing in the beginning week of December, but it's going to be cold.
It's going to be cold.
Yeah. So, looking forward, it's going to be an interesting last couple of weeks here in conference play.
Yeah.
So we got to keep an eye on some teams, and we got to root for some teams that we would normally not root for to win, and for some teams to lose. So
desperate times call for desperate measures.
Yeah.
And pray for a couple injuries, even though we're not rooting for that.
Yeah. I mean, you're going to go off on Louisiana Tech. I got to say how impressed I am with them. A lot of people over there in Ruston are going to be talking about how great they are and how they're going to be competing for the Conference USA title. Yeah. I brushed it aside. I said, no way. It's going to be UTSA and Rice, maybe North Texas. And now look how foolish we are. I mean, the West could come down between Rice, Louisiana Tech, and UTEP. Don't sleep on UTEP. They beat UTSA in San Antonio. What was it, 33-0? They shut them out. Remember when we beat UTSA by 2-3 points, and we were going –
I think it was 2, yeah.
Yeah, we were going crazy as if, we just turned the corner, guys. We did it. Yeah. This team as UTSA is predicted to finish top in the conference, and now look how they're doing. UTSA probably isn't going to make that bowl game, so it looks like our bowl record is going to stay intact. The program's ever won.
That's true. So I guess we'll kind of finish up with, as always, we'll finish up with some predictions, and for this game, I don't know. Maybe now on we don't do predictions. I hate predictions. I'm so bad at them. Last week I said 45-17. I was kind of close, 35-16. That wasn't bad.
Not bad.
I don't know. I think
124 Marshall.
I definitely think we're going to go – well, I'm going to say we're going to pull out the W. With being at home, I think there's going to be homecoming, so there's going to be a good student population. It's a night game. Hopefully hopefully we'll get the community to come out for a little bit.
Don't forget the Expo, too. The Expo's that day, too.
Yeah.
Broward County Expo. Yep, Broward County
Expo is this. From what I heard, I think there was, and don't quote me on this, I want to say about 6,000 students signed up for the Expo. So this one is going to be bigger. It should be much bigger than the Palm Beach one we had. Mm-hmm. I've been talking about it for a while. So my prediction, let's say, I'm going to go 41-24. I'm gonna go blowout for this one. What do you guys think?
Jack, you go ahead and take. I'm thinking about that one here.
Putting the pressure on me. Before I gotta do that, I gotta give UAB their running game credit. It scares the crap out of me, guys. They have 2 running backs that are really solid. Howard and Vincent, both of them have 7 touchdowns apiece. Jordan Howard has 842 yards in the season. He's going to break the 1,000-yard barrier.
Yeah.
Most likely against us. He's 100 and some change away. We know how our running defense can be sometimes. Their special teams is also very good. Their kick returner is very elusive. He has 2 touchdowns, including a 100-yard kick return last week at Arkansas. And their field goal kicker is very good, 8 for 10. He's only missed like from 56 and 49. His longest is 48. I think is his longest field goal. So he's serious. So that being said, I think all their touchdowns are going to come on the ground. I think they're going to get a couple field goals out of it. It's good to see our field goal special teams game performing very well. Hopefully we can get a special teams touchdown. That being said, I'm going to say 38-26. They're going to get 3 field goals on us. Lucky Whitehead's going to have a punt return for a touchdown. You heard it here first.
Nice. Nice.
All right. Well, since I let Jack go, now the pressure's on me. Again, UAB's run offense, part of the running off, that scares me a little bit. This is not the NFL. You can't just go pick up a great nose tackle off waivers or trade for him. So some of our underclassmen or some of our backups got to step up and make the play. Offensively, I think we're definitely better than UAB's offense. Defense, backs, we're pretty much on par. I'm going to say nail biter, 35-32.
Okay.
FAU versus it's going to come down to another nail biter because for some odd reason this team thrills on nail biting games.
Yeah. I can't do another close game like that. Past 2 were pretty stressful.
Yeah.
I agree, but this team seems to throw on them. I don't know why, but this team loves nail biters.
Yeah.
Well, I guess we'll wrap it up there. And just to there's different ways for you to check out the podcast for those viewing. One, it's always posted on the FAU Owl's Nest YouTube account, so subscribe to that if you want to check that out when it comes out. It's also always going to be on the FAUOwlsNest.com. There's an actual webpage just for the podcast. And one of the things is this is about fans. We're just fans. We want to talk about what FAU has to say. So we'd love to hear what you guys have to say. We'll have a discussion. There's always, I'm going to put a link in YouTube to in the description for the game week thread. I'll post some other useful links there. So
don't forget Twitter.
And Twitter, yes. You can find us on the Twitters at Inside the Burrow, and we'll hashtag Team Follow Back. And so we'll be posting some new things there. So again, thank you guys for watching us. Thanks, Jack, for filling in for Scott. Hopefully we're going to have you back. And Scott, we hope you get through. So
absolutely.
Yeah, you're in our prayers, Scott.
So thanks, Aaron.
No
thanks, Jack. Again, my name is Dan. You can find me on FAU for show. Jack is Jackwooden3, and Aaron is USMCL. So thanks, guys, and go Owls.